They want to dissolve the structures of the party.
Members of the state chairman
Of the Labour Party who emerged from the duly conducted and INEC monitored state congresses held on the 6th of December 2025 across the Federation, right to the Commission and to the Nigerian public on a matter of grave constitutional and democratic concern. We are compelled to issue this communique in light of credence information available to us, suggesting that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, may be under pressure or is being influenced to monitor or recognize a fresh round of so-called state congresses by a faction of the party that has no legal or constitutional foundation. Let it be clear, this is not politics. This is an attempted institutional sabotage. For the avoidance of doubt, 1. The word local government and state congresses of the Labour Party were duly conducted nationwide on the 2nd, 4th, and 6th of December 2025, respectively. 2. Statutory notice was issued to the Commission in compliance with Section 82, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022. 3. The said congresses were monitored by INEC pursuant to Section 82, subsection 5, and the outcomes of those congresses are part of the official records of the Commission. We are therefore not self-appointed actors. We are product of completed statutory and democratic process duly conducted in compliance with the Electoral Act, monitored by INEC and recognized by law. Our mandate is rooted in law, not convenience. It cannot be brushed aside, tampered with, or replaced by administrative fiat in flagrant violation of Electoral Act. The INEC regulations and guidelines and the Constitution of the Labour Party. On the 16th of February 2026, INEC decisively rejected the request by Senator Ninade Usman to recognize the purported delusion of duly elected party structures on the clear grounds that the action was taken without giving statutory notice to the Commission and without authority to act under your party constitution. This position by INEC is unequivocal and remains unchallenged. Our concern, therefore, is that as of today, there is no evidence whatsoever the fundamental deficiency identified by INEC, being the lack of constitutional authority to act, has been cured, remedied, suddenly manufactured, lawfully conferred, or validly derived. Any suggestion to the contrary is baseless, contrived, and legally untenable. Consequently, there is no legitimate or constitutional foundation upon which INEC justifiably reconsider and reverse its earlier unchallenged position or lend credence to the monitoring or any illegal purported parallel congresses. One cannot build legality on a foundation already declared defective. Any attempt to proceed on that basis would be a continuation of the same illegality previously identified and rejected by INEC. The law is clear and unambiguous. 1. Section 223, subsection 1, paragraph A of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, mandates that party leadership must emerge through periodic democratic elections. Section 82 of the Electoral Act 2022 regulates the conduct of congresses and requires a statutory notice to INEC, transparency in process, monitoring by the Commission. 3. Completed congresses cannot be administratively nullified. Once congresses have been conducted with due notice, monitored by INEC, and concluded, they became completed statutory acts, and such processes cannot be set aside by internal party correspondence, by administrative declaration, or by factional arrangement. Consequently, no authority other than a court of competent jurisdiction can nullify congresses duly monitored by INEC until and unless such a court so determines. Those congresses and all the structures emanating and driving their legitimacy therefrom remain valid, lawful, subsistent, and fully binding. Any attempt to conduct or recognize fresh state congresses while the existing congresses remain valid and no court order has nullified them would amount to 1. Duplication of leadership structures, destabilization of party recognition of organization, undermining of INEC's own monitored process, erosion of public confidence in electoral regulations. It would also raise fundamental questions about the sanctity of INEC monitored exercise. We wish to let INEC know that it cannot validate a process today and undermine it tomorrow. Hence, if INEC now turns around to monitor or recognize parallel congresses while its unmonitored processes remain valid, it will be seen as a direct contradiction to its own records. It will destroy the credibility of its own oversight and erode public confidence in the Commission. It will send a dangerous signal that lawful processes can be discarded, and it will create chaos in party administration. Our point is that if a completed INEC monitored congresses can be ignored and replaced, then no party structure is safe, no internal democracy is safeguarded, is guaranteed, and no electoral process is credible. Today, it is Labour Party, tomorrow it could be any party. The national leadership dispute within the party presently before the Court of Appeal, and the INEC is party to that appeal. In these circumstances, it is expected that all parties exercise restraint, preserve existing structures, avoid actions capable of prejudicing or rendering the appeal nugatory. Proceeding to monitor or recognize fresh congresses at this stage risk altering the subject matter of the litigation. INEC is not a passive observer. It is a constitutional institution entrusted with protecting the integrity of democratic processes, ensuring compliance with Electoral Act, maintaining neutrality and institutional consistency. To the best of our knowledge, INEC is not a rubber stamp for any faction and is obligated to act on unlawful requests, procedurally defective processes, or politically motivated arrangement inconsistent with law. INEC duty is to the Constitution, the Electoral Act, to its own records, and the Nigerian people. We state clearly and unequivocally the state congresses of 2nd, 4th, and 2nd and 6th December 2025 remain valid and subsisting. The leadership structures that emerge therefrom remain lawful. Any parallel congresses conducted without lawful basis will be invalid. Any recognition of such processes will be vigorously challenged. We must respectfully urge the INEC to 1. Decline to monitor or recognize any purported fresh state congresses. Preserve the status quo pending judicial determination. Be guided by its own record or monitored congresses. Uphold the Constitution and the Electoral Act. Resist any pressure inconsistent with its constitutional mandate. Democracy is not sustained by convenience. It is sustained by consistency, legality, and institutional courage. If INEC monitored congresses can be disregarded without judicial intervention, then the entire framework of electoral supervision becomes uncertain. We believe that the Commission, under its current leadership, led by Professor of Law and a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, will not allow such precedent to be set. We remain committed to the rule of law, internal party democracy, peaceful political engagement. However, we will not hesitate to take lawful steps to defend the integrity of the democratic processes and the validity of the structures that emerged from it. Forward ever, backward never. And we have all the documentary evidences where INEC personnel came to the various states to monitor those congresses of the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th of December 2025. In fact, we have some letters that were sent to the state chapters by INEC that we should provide them with the venue and the time for our congresses, of which we obliged to that. So we hearing it on the media that another faction are attempting to conduct a fresh congresses. That is why we gathered here to tell the world and to also call the attention of INEC to be careful in involving themselves in anything that will jeopardize the integrity of the commission, because we have it in record. And we also have the certified true copy of the NEC meeting that adopted for the congresses, and that NEC meeting was monitored by INEC. That is it. And the convention, as for convention, we have conducted conventions in March 27, 2024 in Inewi. And that convention has not been challenged by anybody as we speak today in any court. So if we are to talk about conducting any convention or anything, we can only do that when a court of law nullifies that our convention, which we have conducted in March 27, 2024 in Inewi. But as far as we are concerned, we were all present, we were there, all our delegates were there, and we produced the leadership of the party. So if anybody has any issue with the National Convention, should go to the court and challenge it. Okay. About whether if we are concerned for the call of the resignation of the INEC chairman or not. This is Nigeria, and Nigeria is our country. And the INEC is independent. And there are certain procedures that the government must follow in appointing a chairman of INEC. So therefore, if somebody or some group of people are calling for a resignation of somebody who the government has approved his appointment, they should also follow certain procedures, not by coming out on the media or social media blackmailing people. We as a political party, we commend the INEC, and we are optimistic that INEC will continue to remain independent as it is. But for us as a party to say that we are calling for resignation of the chairman of INEC, we are not in it, and it is not our duty to do that. If he do anything that has to do for the need for us to say so, then we'll say it. But for now, we are comfortable and we are optimistic, and we'll also continue to pray for the chairman to continue to do his good work and to also give grounds for a level playing ground of free, fair, and credible elections come 2027.
Thorough in analyzing the issues on ground. Let me just also add and correct an insinuation that the present issue or problems that we have in the party is attributed to the incumbent government or the ruling party. That is not true. The problems that we are having in the party is what I will see as man's inhumanity to man. Political orphans that were denied tickets in their specific parties were welcomed and were given our party's mandate and ticket. Today, they are the ones hell-bent in destabilizing and destroying the party. These were men that we worked so tirelessly in trying to see how we can entrench them as, governors and president specifically. We went through the rigorous stress of campaigns. The national chairman of our great party, Dr. Barrister Julius Abure, was magnanimous in trying to see that, in trying to do all that just within his power to enthrone them. Today, they are the ones that are hell bent in destroying the party. They sat in the comfort of their office and thought they could undermine Labour Party by changing the party structure. The constitution of our party is explicitly clear. These meetings were held without the presence of one single state chairman or one single state secretary. The state chairman, the 36 state chairmen, and that of the FCT and their secretaries constitute more than 70% of the NEC. So, how did they? You don't put, you don't. I mean, you don't exhibit acts of illegality. The Anambra State Chairman, the Anambra State Governor, the Abia State Governor, Chief Alex Oti does not have the constitutional power whatsoever to change the neck of Labour Party. That is where all these problems emanated from. And so, the ruling party is not instrumental towards the crisis that we are having. Neither is INEC. The problems should be attributed just solely to these two. Thank you.
To emphasize what the MBA has said with regards to judges and lawyers. We hope INEC will not fall into that trap. If Nigerian Bar Association can come out and make some reservation with regards to activities of some judges and some lawyers, then please, INEC should be very careful, look into issues of political parties, very critical, so that they don't undermine the democratic processes. So this is just the brief that I want to make. Thank you.